Ty Crandall here with Credit Suite, and today we're going to decode one of the kind of beginning starting points of building business credit. What we're going to be talking about today is how you can basically get set up initially with Dun & Bradstreet, how you can get your Paydex score, how you can get your DUNS number without paying them $1,500, and a lot of other things along that line. So thank you guys very much for the hearts and love. I'm already getting love because we're just getting started, which is awesome. Okay, so when we talk about Dun & Bradstreet, we're talking about actually the biggest credit reporting agency in the world. And Barry Ray 6, welcome. Thank you. First day for Periscope. You're in here with us. It's awesome. Hi, everybody. Thank you guys for coming in. So when we talk about Dun & Bradstreet is the largest credit reporting agency in the world. They are bigger than any consumer reporting agency that you are used to. And Glamatreat 30, welcome. And Barry Ray 6, again, you're back again. First day on Periscope, thank you. So Dun & Bradstreet's the biggest business credit reporting agency in the world. If you want to build corporate credit for your business EIN that's not linked to your personal social, you need to know what we're going to talk about today. Just got the phone with them. They tried to sell me Credit Builder package. We'll talk more about that. Yes, they will try to sell you a lot of stuff if you get on the phone with them. We'll talk about that today. We'll talk about Credit Builder. So here's what you need to know. When you start building corporate credit, one of the first things you're going to do is you're going to get your DUNS number with Dun & Bradstreet, which they'll try to charge you $1,500 for. Today, I'm going to decode how to get that without paying anything at all. Once you get your DUNS number and start to get some accounts to report to D&B, there's 3 ways to do that. Then you can get an initial credit profile, get an initial business credit score, and you can use it to get really high limit revolving credit card accounts in your business name. These accounts require no personal credit check at all. You don't even have to supply your social to get them, and there's no personal guarantee either. So how do you do this? That's exactly what we're going to decode today. Today we're going to decode how you get your free DUNS number with free DUNS number with D&B without paying $1,500, and how you can use it to build business credit for your business EIN that's not linked to your social with D&B using 3 different methods. So I've broken this down here on the whiteboard basically into a 6-step process. This 6-step process, let me grab orange today for the Gators. Okay, so here's how we're going to look at today. We're going to look at all 6 of these steps, and I'll break them down so you know exactly what to do. So the very first step, if you haven't set up a business already, is you need to set up your business entity with your Secretary of State. It's the very first thing you want to do. The representative was giving me a discount trying to sell the Credit Builder for $400. Nate, welcome. If you don't have a business already, first thing to do is obviously set up a business entity. You can do this by going to your Secretary of State. You don't need to pay LegalZoom. You don't need to pay any of those companies a dime. You go right to your Secretary of State. If you don't know their website, then Google Secretary of State Florida. Ours is sunbiz.org. Once you're on your Secretary of State website, it's pretty simple. It's pretty cut and dry of the steps you're going to take to set up a business entity. You have to choose, for example, let me see if I can go to ours. You have to choose, for example, whether or not you want it to be for-profit, non-profit. You're going to need to decide whether or not you want to be, what kind of entity that you want to be, sunbiz.org. Let me see. So there's several questions you're going to ask along the way. Hello, thank you guys very much for coming in. Okay, so search sunbiz.org and let me see. Okay, so let me go to sunbiz.org, and I'll show you in Florida how it is. So in Florida, our Secretary of State is at sunbiz.org. That's our website. Set up an entity, it's pretty simple to do. You're basically just coming in and looking for anything about filing. Okay, so here we go. I want to file a new Florida LLC or a new Florida for-profit corporation. Hey, thank you for coming in. Appreciate it. So in this case, I'm going to file a new Florida corporation. File or correct profit articles of incorporation. Yes, I want to start a new filing. I've read this. You can see it's pretty cut and dry. Now it's $70 in Florida to set up a new business, and I basically just have to enter some basic info: the place of business, the mailing address, your information as the registered agent, your signature, it's just all really basic information. Officers, the officer's information, etc., etc. So everybody's different, but this didn't take a lot to figure out. You type in Secretary of State, whatever your state is. You're going to go to the Secretary of State website. You're going to look to set up a corporation or an LLC. Those are the 2 entities you want to choose. Stay away from sole proprietorship. Stay away from partnerships, or you'll have a lot more liability. And then you have your entity set up. In Florida, it's $70. Boom. The process takes 5 minutes. I'm done. Once you have that done, you're going to move right on to step number 2 right here behind me. And step number 2 is to get your IRS or EIN number for free for the IRS. Keep pausing and trying to to reconnect. Yeah, it might do that depending on your signal and mine as well. Hopefully we're going to be good. So your EIN number is completely free to get with the IRS, but you have to go to irs.gov to get it. A lot of places will try to charge you. So go to Google free EIN number, look for the URL irs.gov, and you'll be able to get your free EIN number. Here, I'll show you super quick exactly how this looks. I went ahead and searched free EIN, and I immediately see companies here that will try to charge me. They make it look like they're official government sites, but they're not. You can see. But if you scroll down away from the ads, then you'll see this URL. This is the URL you want, irs.gov. If I go to how to apply for the EIN at irs.gov, boom, here we go, and you can follow the steps and go through apply by fax, apply by online, boom, here we go, submit your application, apply online, and you are off to the races. Now, it only takes a few minutes max to get this done. So you got your entity set up, you got your EIN number for free. Remember, business credit's built under your EIN number. A lot of people think that business credit's built under your DUNS number. That's not the case. It's built under your EIN number. So once you've set up your entity, once you have your EIN number, the next thing that you want to do is step 3, which is to do a free search to see if you already have a credit report set up with D&B. Now, if your business wasn't set up and if you just got your EIN, you don't need to do this because your business was just set up. D&B obviously doesn't know you exist. But if you've already done this in the past, you already have a business, you need to do a free search right here at creditsuite.com/reports to see if D&B has a report on you now. So let's go back to my computer. Now here's the EIN. Let's look at this reports page that I just pulled up on our website. So here's the reports page. You scroll down. Boom, there you go. You could do a free search right here, click to get started. You can also do a free search with Equifax, and you could do a free search with Experian as well. And I'll tell you why you want to do this search in a second. So I just searched, and here you go. You search your business, and simply by searching your business name, it's going to tell you whether or not you have a business name pulled up or not. I'm going to go ahead and hit Credit Suite. Let's say My Business, and I'm going to hit Florida. You want to enter your state. And then you do a free search to see if you have a business that pulls up right now. They're going to do a little search. You see it pulling up. And then boom, here it goes. It's going to give you different options. And this is us. This is us right here. So I click this and we're off to the races. Now, I don't want to pay anything, but it is very important, and here's why. With Experian and Equifax, they will populate a credit report for you if they know you exist, even if you have no credit reporting. The problem with that is Experian will immediately give you a failing score. Think of it like this. Imagine if your consumer credit score sucked just because you have no credit, but they know you exist. That's what it's like in the commercial credit world. If Experian knows you exist, if Equifax knows you exist, they'll populate a credit report even if you have no trade lines reporting. So you want to do that free search with Experian and Equifax because, well, it's free. You also want to do it with D&B. If you pull up a record like I did now, you know they already have your company on file. You might want to pull your credit report with D&B or go to NAV to pull your business credit report to see if you have any credit reporting on there now. You don't want to build business credit on top of a bad business credit profile and score. So how do you know if you have good or bad credit? That's exactly what you're going to pull your business credit reports for, only if that free search pulled up a record. I pulled up a record, I probably want to check my business credit report. If I didn't pull up a record, I don't necessarily need to. So step 3 is to pull up that free report or that free search with D&B to see if they know anything about you now. I bought a car, Bella Babes, good job, man. Did you get it without a personal guarantee, without a personal credit check? Respond, I'm interested to know. I have good credit. Well, you can also get a car without a personal guarantee and credit check, everybody, following these exact same steps. You don't even have to give in your social to get approved if you're following the steps we're talking about today. So you got your business set up with Secretary of State, you got your EIN, you did a free search to see if anything shows up. If so, you probably bought credit monitoring through NAV. It's fairly cheap to get, so you can see what's on your credit report now. Or you go D&B Direct, which is about $150 a month for their credit builder to get their monitoring. Step 4, you apply for your free DUNS number at dnb.com/DUNS-number. That's the link. It's also really easy to get there just by typing into Google free DUNS. When I type in free DUNS number right here, I have several options. I always want to stay away from ads. I'm going to come down, what's a DUNS number, dnb.com, DUNS number. Let's go ahead and click that. Once we're on their page right here, then we're going to be able to see about DUNS, DUNS number, get a DUNS number. So we hover above DUNS number, we go to get DUNS number, and here we are. Get your free DUNS number. Now, if you're a government contractor, if you select this option, you'll get it faster. You'll get it in about 2 weeks. Okay, if you're coming in scam, that's awesome. So you don't know anything about Dun & Bradstreet. What's a scam? Let me know. Is Dun & Bradstreet the scam? Is a DUNS number the scam? Give me some more info. I'd like to test your knowledge. So the free DUNS number is right here. It's completely free. If you're a government contractor, you get it in about 2 weeks. If you're getting it, if you come in and you're getting done, not a contractor, it takes about 4 weeks. Upon their checkout process, they will give you an option for $50 to expedite the process. And then you start entering your information right here. Now this process, about 15 minutes to do, okay? So that being said, and thank you, Dad, for your service. I appreciate that. I'm a veteran as well. So how do you get a good Paydex score? I'm going to get to that, but we have to get your DUNS number first. The reason I'm telling you to get your DUNS number first is because Dun & Bradstreet will not issue you a Paydex score unless you actually have a DUNS number. So that being said, your car's under ARP, that's fantastic, but what I'm talking about today is how to get an auto vehicle or car for your business without using a personal guarantee and without a personal credit check. So regardless of how good or bad your personal credit may be, you're still able to get approved. So you get your DUNS number next. You go type in free DUNS number. You go through this process I just showed you. It takes about 15 minutes to get. Now once you get that and you go through the process, then what's going to happen is you're going to get emails and phone calls from Dun & Bradstreet trying to sell you products nearly immediately. Their email and their phone come and got my EIN in one trade, awesome. Their emails and their phone calls will actually come in and will have urgency, okay? So that means they're going to tell you, look, it's important you contact us. Contact us right away. It's regarding your DUNS number that you actually came in. Do you not get customers? Oh, man. So, look, I got a troll, and I'm going to give you one last chance, troll. You're either here to learn what's going on and apply it and grow your business, or you're just here for crazy nonsense comments. And that's cool. If you're here for the crazy nonsense comments, I'll block you and eject you. We can do that. But if you're here to learn, you're here to learn. So that's cool. So if you have relevant questions, go ahead and ask them in. X that dummy out. Everybody that comes on here knows we always have trolls, right? What do? We get rid of trolls. So that being said, troll, go ahead, decide you learn, or if you want to kind of just be a pester, then what we'll do is we'll block you. I'll let you decide. Okay, so that being said, once you actually apply for your DUNS number, 15 minutes, they're going to call you, they're going to email you, they're going to tell you it's important that they're trying to reach you. Then what they're going to do is try to sell you what they call a credit builder program. The credit builder is $150 a month, $1,500 a year is what they'll charge you. Sometimes they might try to negotiate and even give you a discount. They might tell you you have to pay them to get your DUNS. They might tell you you have to pay them to activate your DMB credit profile. None of that's true. The reality is if you follow the steps I'm going to show you, you don't have to pay the $1,500. You get the DUNS for free. Your Paydex score will be established if you follow the steps I'm talking about. So what you do, don't answer their phone call, don't call them back, and do not respond to their email. If you do and you got charged $999 is what they quoted you, they quote me about the same. Okay, when I went in, they saw that I'm in business credit, they tried to quote me about $1,000. So they will negotiate that, okay? But this is exactly the process that's going to happen. The minute you go through that DUNS, they're going to call you and tell you all kinds of things to try to get you to buy. They emailed me, I called, just got off the phone, they tried to sell me the credit builder for $400. Yes. Everybody on here with these comments is verifying what I'm telling you. This is exactly the process that will happen. The minute you go to get your DUNS, probably within a day or two, you're going to get emails, you're going to get phone calls. The best bet, do not call them back, do not email them. If you do, that's okay. Just know you're talking to a salesperson that's going to try to sell you. The steps, what are the steps? I'm trying to, but you're coming in with all the comments and questions, so I can't. Okay, so that's true. So, that being said, no, you don't have to buy anything. Ignore their phone calls, ignore their emails, and what will then happen is you will be able to get your DUNS number in the mail. If you were a contractor, you'll get it in 2 weeks. If you expedited it, you'll get it in 2 weeks. If you didn't pay anything to expedite and you didn't put you're a contractor, you'll get your DUNS number in about 30 days. So paying to expedite or saying you're a contractor, best case, only gets you your DUNS number maybe 1 to 2 weeks faster. That's it. And thank you guys very much for the love, and thank you for the shares. It lets me know that I'm on the right track. So now you have your DUNS number. Comes within about 30 days. Let's jump to the next. The next step after step 4, where you apply for the DUNS, and somebody says, please hold your questions until the end. He'll answer all your questions if you just listen. I got mine 2 days later for free, no sales pitch. Yeah, that's awesome. Usually it does not come in 2 days. I don't want to set that expectation, but it can come faster. They usually make it come longer and they hold it up to a longer period of time to try to get you to buy from them. Okay, so step 5, once you've done this, once you've set up your entity, you've got your EIN from the IRS, you did your free search, okay, and here in Minnesota, they got mine in 30 minutes. Okay, that's perfect. Congratulations. Apply for your free DUNS. The next thing you do is establish initial credit, and there's 3 different ways to do this. You can use the D&B Credit Builder and pay them $1,500. Okay, the problem with this is all you do is build business credit with your D&B credit report. If 30 days have passed, then contact them and see why they haven't. That's the next best bet if 30 days have passed. The second way you can build business credit is using vendor accounts, and the third is getting unsecured financing with a personal guarantee. I'll talk about all 3 of these. So first, let's talk about D&B's Credit Builder. Works like this. They're ultimately going to help you put accounts you already have on your D&B credit report. That's how they're going to establish your initial score. They charge you $150 a month or $1,500 a year. They'll offer you $500 a year, $1,000 a year, depending on who you're talking to. They'll offer you all kinds of discounts. Okay, now with this credit builder, what happens is they'll take accounts you already have. I use a CRM called Infusionsoft. They'll take my payments to Infusionsoft. They'll add it to my D&B report. Once I've added 3, that will give me a score. Okay, so that is a legitimate way to build business credit with D&B. Here's the problem. The problem is they can only do that on your D&B reports. So even though you build business credit with D&B, you neglect Experian and Equifax. Here's the problem with that. The majority of credit issuers pull Experian. The majority of lenders pull Equifax. So even if you take the step of paying D&B the credit builder, you still have to take the one of the other 2 options to build your credit with Experian and Equifax. So D&B isn't the best option because even if you take it, you're still going to have to go through the other process to build your business credit. And guys, thank you for the loves. That's awesome. I really appreciate it. So let's talk about option 2. Option 2 is using vendor credit to get your D&B Paydex and score. So your D&B Paydex will require 3 credit cards or 3 accounts reporting to D&B for them to populate a credit report and a score. So if you don't have 3 accounts reporting, they will not give you a report and score. So if you use vendor credit, then what you can do is this. You come in and you basically get credit with places like Uline, Quill, Gimplers, Granger. These companies will give you credit even when you have none, and they report to business credit reporting agencies like D&B. Let me give you an example. You go to Quill. You put $50 worth of office supplies in your shopping cart. You go to checkout. Once you go to checkout, then what they'll do is they'll offer you an option like Invoice Me. And then you don't have to give them a credit card. You choose Invoice Me, and what they'll do is they'll ship the items out to you, and they'll have then issued you actual credit. What if I have secured cards? Well, the question becomes, do your secured cards even report to the business credit reporting agencies? A lot of secured cards don't. Wells Fargo is about one of the only secured cards that does. So with Quill, for example, you go to Quill, $50 worth of shopping supplies. They won't report to D&B unless you spend $50. Quill, a lot of credit reporting agencies are different. Will this be up for replay? Yes. Periscope keeps this up for 24 hours. And we keep it at creditsuite.com/scope indefinitely. So within 24 hours, we'll put it on our website, creditsuite.com/scope, and you'll be able to get this for a replay. So Uline, Quill, Granger, Gimplers is another. So you go to Uline, $50 worth of stuff, put it in the shopping cart, go to checkout, do not put your credit card, choose Invoice Me. One of 2 things is going to happen. One of the things that's going to happen is they are either going to contact you and say, we can't issue you credit. It happens if you're a brand new business. Gimplers is Gempler's. Okay, so one of 2 things can happen. They may call you and tell you that they're not going to issue you credit yet. If that happens, Follow the same process 2 more times. On the 2nd or 3rd time, they will approve you for credit once they know you're going to buy with them, regardless of whether or not they will actually give you credit. But in most cases, what they're going to do is ship your item. You get no congratulations, you just got credit. They just tell you they shipped your item. It happens pretty quick, within hours. The minute they've shipped your item, you know you just got approved for a trade account. And it's usually a net 30 term, which means you have 30 days to pay whatever you bought in full. Now, that being said, do not wait 30 days. And here's why. Because business credit scores are based on how you pay your bills, period. The earlier you pay the bill, the better your score is. But keep in mind, okay, you open Quill, awesome. Sounds like you're doing great. Keep in mind, you cannot pay the bill until they ship and send you an actual invoice. Until they ship, do not pay the bill. Here's why. If you go ahead, you put $50 worth of stuff in your cart, and then an hour later they haven't shipped yet, you go pay it, you just paid in cash. They consider that cash, not credit. In order for trade credit to really be trade credit, you have to have the item be shipped. Once they ship the item, then you immediately pay the invoice. Log on online if they'll let you call, pay them, and what will happen is they will ship, you've paid, congratulations, you just got trade credit. Within 30 to 90 days, depending on the source, they will then report that credit to D&B, Equifax, Experian, whoever they report to. Keep in mind, if you only did this with 1 or 2 accounts, you can't check your credit report in 2 months and expect to have a report with D&B because they need 3 accounts reporting to give you a profile and a score. So if you went to Uline and Quill and Gimplers and Granger and you got 3 accounts into this, no, Seton will not report anymore. Seton used to be one of my favorites. I loved Seton. They no longer report to D&B. So know that, because if you go to Seton now, they'll still give you credit. They don't report it. You'll wait for months and expect it to report, and it doesn't report. So once you've done this, go to Quill, go to Uline, go to Granger, go to Gimplers. Okay, go in and do these things. Once you've done so, then you can get credit. It reports to the reporting agencies. When 1 account reports with Experian, 1, or Equifax, or 3 with D&B, they will give you a profile and a score established. How many times a month do I need to purchase item? 1 is all you need to do. But I will tell you, I do it 3, just out of courtesy. I come in, get Quill, they send me stuff. I at least place 3 orders with these guys, but you don't need to. You really only need to place 1, and they will put that item on the credit report. Also keep in mind, commercial credit reports say the recent amount of credit you've used. They will not show your limits. So if you use $50, it's going to say less than 100 was your recent high credit. If you put $500, it's going to say 500. Just keep that in mind when you actually come in and you actually are building commercial credit. So now it comes down to getting 3 different accounts reporting. You go in, you buy stuff in these companies, you put them in your shopping cart, you choose Invoice Me, you don't give them a credit card, they ship, congratulations, you're approved. Do not put your social security number on the application at all. No, it doesn't. The $50 applies to Quill. They all have different rules. Most of them don't have minimum requirements. I always order more than $50 worth of stuff because some of them have that requirement, some of them don't. You can also call each one to ask the requirement, but just keep in mind that a lot of times the people you talk to on the phone are clueless. They'll give you answers and they don't even know if it's right. If you call back, and I always do this, I call 3 times, talk to 3 people and ask the same question, and you sometimes get 3 different answers. So what I do is I just go ahead and order $50 worth of stuff to make sure that I'm okay. Okay, so that being said, once you get 1 account with Experian, 1 with Equifax, or 3 with D&B, then what happens is those accounts will then get reported to the business credit reporting agencies. Once they get reported, 30 to 90 days is what it takes, 60 on average, then you'll have a credit profile and score established, and you probably want to check your credit monitoring with D&B and Experian to see when these accounts actually come on there. Do you put your EIN number? Okay, no, never do that. Whatever you just said, never do that. Let me tell you how this works. First of all, most of these guys won't ask for your social or EIN, period. They won't ask. So, for example, Gimplers will ask for your social. Granger, Uline, Quill, they won't even ask for your EIN. The reason for that is because nobody needs your EIN to report credit for you. They only need your business name and address. That's it. So they're not going to ask for your EIN. Sometimes they will. Gimplers will ask for a social. And somebody said, hey, do I put an EIN, and how many vendors do you need? Give me a second, I'll tell you. Somebody said, do I put my EIN on my social line? Never do that. The minute you put any number in the place of a social security number on an application, you commit 2 felonies. I am not an attorney. Some moron on YouTube said I shouldn't be giving legal advice when I'm an attorney, so now I have to say that disclaimer every time. I'm not an attorney, but what I will tell you is if you do any research on misrepresentation of your social security number, you'll find the social security statutes that say it is highly illegal to misrepresent your social security number. Never use a CPN number. They're crap, they're scam. Never put anything in place of your social. You can't do that. What you can do is leave your social blank. If you leave your social blank, they'll pull your business credit reports. If you have some credit reporting and you have a score, they'll approve you based on your commercial credit quality alone. Don't get me wrong. Gimplers is harder to get. Gimplers might not approve you until you have some accounts reporting. And they're kind of scumbags in the sense that they don't call you and tell you they deny you. Maybe they will. They didn't call me in the beginning when I first tried this to see if they would approve me with credit in a company that I had none established, and they didn't. And then I called them and they said, we're trying to reach you. I said, nobody's called. So keep in mind, okay, so you actually need to make sure that you never put anything in place of a social. If they deny you, don't worry about it. You just need more credit reporting before they approve you. In that same company I tested, I went back to Gimplers after I had a DMB profile established, and Gimplers approved me with no problem. So just keep that in mind. Nothing in place of a social security number field. Do not put your social on an application for corporate credit cards. The minute you do that, they pull your personal credit. They make the lending decision based on your consumer credit quality. If you don't want your consumer credit pulled, if you don't want to personally guarantee the credit, if you don't want the credit reporting on your personal credit reports, don't give them a social. And they can do none of those things. So we talked about some options. Now, Uline, Quill, Gimplers, those are vendor accounts. You can get approved regardless of personal credit quality with no guarantee without paying DMB $1,500. Guys, thank you so much again for the loves and the shares. It lets me know that this is hitting home and that it makes sense. I told you there were 3 ways to do it. We talked about credit builder. We talked about vendor. Let's talk about unsecured. Ty, will DMB send me an email with the DUNS number? Yes, they will. They will send you an email with the DUNS number. I'll show you exactly what the email looks like right now. So there's another 3rd way to do this as well. And you can, if you do have good personal credit, there's a shortcut. And this is a shortcut not a lot of people know about that I'll teach you. And I'll give you an idea of what this DUNS number looks like right here. Here's what it looks like. You go ahead and go to DMB. Here's where they come in and send it to you, telling you that they got your file, that it was submitted. And then you can see, and then here's when they actually tell you that your DUNS number is assigned. The following DUNS number was assigned. It comes from do not reply, iupdate@dmb.com, and then they give you your actual DUNS number, okay? Some people on here have got really quick. Some people it takes a little bit of time, okay? We'll see a bunch. All right, so that being said, there's a 3rd way to build business credit that's faster, easier if you have good credit or a guarantor that has good credit, where you don't need to get Uline, Quill vendor accounts. What's a good score consist of? About 680 and above you can qualify for this program. I tried to get a DUNS number but couldn't get past security questions. That I can't help you with because the security questions are stuff you should know. Okay, so here's the other hack shortcut that I'll teach you. Unsecured financing. You can get unsecured financing up to $150,000 for your business. It's at 0% rates, and they'll give you 0% for 6 to 18 months. What's ultimately going to happen is you're going to get 5 to 8 credit cards, but they have cash out capability. They're kind of like credit lines. Where you do it and walk through the process of the DUNS rep on the phone. Don't do that. You get a DUNS rep on the phone, they're going to try to upsell you. So you get 0% rates for 6 to 18 months if you have a 680 credit score or higher. They give you 5 to 8 credit cards that report to the Business Credit Reporting Agency. You can use a guarantor if your credit's not good, and you can get approved even as a startup because you don't need cash flow and you don't need any kind of collateral requirements, okay? And sometimes it is. So here's how unsecured business financing works. You have a 680 credit score. They look at whatever the highest revolving account you have now is. Let's say the highest credit card account you have now is 10 grand. You're going to get about 5 more $10,000 accounts. That's 50 grand for this example. All 5 of those accounts report to DMB, Equifax, and Experian, your business credit reports. None of these cards report to your consumer credit reports. You get them at 0%, even as a startup, with no collateral and no cash flow requirements. It's an awesome program if you have a 680 credit score. And if you do, then I'll tell you right now what to do. As we continue on, call us, 877-600-2487. 877-600-2487 or creditsuite.com/get funding. If you go to this link, creditsuite.com/get funding, or call, then what we will do is we'll ask you just to verify that you have a 680 credit score and higher. We will send you over to the finance source. We don't fund these deals. We have a finance source that will do it. They'll call you within 5 minutes. And then within 2 hours, 1 to 2 hours, you'll have a pre-approval for somewhere between usually 50 and 150 grand. Okay, you baby have no more than 4 hard inquiries. Well, hold on just a second, okay? It is inquiries. They do have a requirement of less than 6 inquiries on your report. They do want your utilization to be below 40%, but they can help you with that. If you have inquiries on your credit report, guys, you can get those removed. Okay, there's inquiry companies that they'll refer you to help fix you with that. I'm using one right now. I had unauthorized inquiries I didn't recognize. I went through our finance source to use their inquiry removal service to get them removed. So they can help you with that. They can also help you pay down or do a rapid rescore. It's good that I don't want anything on my credit. That's perfect. That's what we're talking about here. So first of all, with this program, we'll send you to the finance source. They'll give you a pre-approval based on a soft credit pull with no inquiries to tell you about how much you can get approved for. Okay, the number's 877-600-2487. 877-600-2487. Our team gets on the phone, asks you some question. We get you to them within 1 to 2 hours with no inquiry. They do a soft credit pull. Yes, that's the number. Then what they'll do is a soft credit pull. They'll tell you how much you can get approved for. It costs you no money and no inquiry to figure out how much money you can get approved for. They'll give you 2 options. They'll give you what they call our standard cards. Those would report to the consumer credit reporting agencies, and they'll give you business cards. Those only report to the business credit reporting agencies. So somebody just said, I don't want credit on my consumer credit report. These don't report on your consumer credit report. You're getting 50 to 150 grand at 0% financing for 6 to 18 months, normal credit card rates after that, and they report to the business credit reporting agencies. Going to have to catch a replay to get it all. It's up on Periscope for 24 hours. It's up on our website indefinitely at creditsuite.com/scope. So what happens? You go in, they do a soft inquiry. If you have too high of utilization, then they'll talk to you about what you would need to pay down. If you're willing to pay down, how much do you Credit Suite charge? It depends on what you're looking for. If you want business loans like this one, we don't charge anything. We get you right to the finance source. They charge you whatever they charge you. Fees varied, all different kind of financing. If you're working with us to build your business credit, you can go to creditsuite.com/pricing. And at creditsuite.com/pricing, you can see our options depending on if you want to build business credit for your business or if you want to offer it as a product and service. We even have another link, as if I haven't given you enough. Can you work? All business credit isn't based on personal credit quality. Your credit can be 350 and you can still build business credit. That's what we do. We help people build business credit and get these kind of approvals, none of which even require a personal credit check. This is what business credit is. These are real approvals from people on Periscope and Facebook that come in, tell us how much they got approved for. We pull their commercial credit reports and verify it. $7,500 with Apple, $12,500 with Apple, $20,000 with Costco, Sunoco 20 grand, AutoZone 5,500, Dell 40 grand, 16 grand, 15 at Lowe's and Visa and Bank of America, and Home Depot's 25. Not one of these approvals required a personal credit check. Not one of these approvals requires a personal guarantee either. Okay, that's how commercial credit works. If you leave your social off the app and you follow these steps, you build a business credit report and score. Your business credit report and score is what's used for approval, and here's the kind of approvals that you get. Do I need to have a tax ID? Yes, you need an EIN number. Commercial credit is built under a business EIN number. And that's, again, if you watch, I teach you how to get your entity set up, how to get the EIN, how to do a free search with Dun & Bradstreet, how to get your free DUNS number. Now we're on step 5 of 6, which is setting up your initial accounts. Okay, how do I get that number? Go back to the beginning of the scope. Okay, when you're done with this scope, start it over and we teach you how to get all of that step by step. So back to this unsecured option. You can get, no, I get it. I appreciate it. Hey, thanks for coming in. Stern fan Bobo, I appreciate you coming in. But everybody that's been here, I don't want to go back to step 1. I will do a summary overview. I just want you to know how to get the info. Okay, you can go to irs.gov to get the EIN and your Secretary of State ultimately to get your entity set up. So with this unsecured program, again, we've talked about 3 options. You could use D&B Credit Builder, which only builds your D&B, and it costs you $1,500. Jerome, welcome, man. Second option, you can use vendor accounts, Uline, Quill, Gimpler, Granger to build your business credit with no personal credit check. Third option, if you have a 680 credit score or a guarantor, a friend, family member, colleague that will sign for you, then you can get up to $150,000 in 0% financing for 6 to 18 months, normal credit card rates after that. Get actual credit lines that you can take the cash out on, and they report to the business credit reporting agencies, helping you build your business credit, and don't report to the consumer credit reporting agencies, keeping your consumer credit safe. Once we get you to the funding source and you look at the pre-approval and you say, yes, move forward, only then will inquiries be put on your credit report, just so you know. Would there ever be a reason to get another EIN if you had one in the past? No, not really, unless you're setting up another business. That could be. Okay, so remember, if you do want this unsecured $150,000, couple things you can do now. 877-600-2487 is our number. You can also go to creditsuite.com/get funding. To summarize, if you don't have your business set up, go to Secretary of State and get it set up. Go to the IRS next to get your EIN, irs.gov, and search how to get EIN. Go do a free search at creditsuite.com/reports if your business is already set up to see if D&B has a record for you now. If so, probably pull your credit reports to see what they know about you. Step 4, apply for your free DUNS number, dnb.com/DUNS number. Step 5, establish initial business credit using preferably this method, getting vendor accounts if your credit sucks. If your credit's good, use Get Unsecured Financing. And step 6 is to monitor your business credit reports. You can do this with D&B. You can do it with NAB. You need to, once you start to get credit reporting, in 30 to 90 days, that credit's going to hit your credit report. You're going to get a credit report, an initial credit report established and a score. You want to see that happening. What's a vendor account? A creditor that will give you a credit on terms like Net 30, Uline, Quill, Granger, Gimplers. Again, if you go to the beginning of the scope, we map out exactly what that is. So a vendor is somebody that will give you credit when you have none, and they report it to the business credit reporting agencies. But those creditors will give you terms like Net 30 versus revolving. It's not revolving credit. Now, once you get 5 accounts reporting on your business credit reports, then you can get revolving credit through most major stores. Staples, Office Depot, Amazon, Apple, Dell, Walmart, they all offer it without a personal credit check if you leave the social blank. But in order to start getting it, you need 5 accounts reporting on your business credit reports. And once you get 10 accounts reporting on your business credit reports, you can start to get fleet credit, to get auto vehicle repairs, fuel, auto vehicle maintenance. You can also start to get cash credit, Visa cards, MasterCards. You can get auto vehicle loans, all without a personal guarantee, all without a personal credit check. Boom, right? Lots of stuff we learned today. So let's go through and let me give you some other details. Step-by-step guide to build business credit. Visit creditsuite.com/Periscope. Wow, Stern Fan Bobo, I appreciate that, man. Make sure you subscribe and follow us on here. We do this every Wednesday at 4, and all of our scopes are this informative on different topics. creditsuite.com/Periscope will give you a free guide. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. A free guide step-by-step on building your business credit. If you want to talk more, if you have questions, then let us know. You can schedule a consultation, but we're usually backed up on these 7 to 10 days. And you can also just call us right away and get us on the phone, 877-600-2487. If you want to get any kind of loans, like if you have good credit, you want a shortcut and get this $150,000 in unsecured, Go to creditsuite.com/get funding. And one more link I'll give you. If you missed this scope and want to see our others, go to creditsuite.com/scope. Not Periscope, just scope. And that link, you'll actually be able to get all of our 30, 40 of them. Every Wednesday at 4 o'clock, we are here on Periscope going over how to get credit lines, how to build business credit, all these type of things. So hopefully you got some good information. One of the vendor accounts, there's a lot of them that you can get. Quill, Uline, Gimpler, Granger, Monopolize Your Marketplace is another one you could use. I need a couple more vendor. I just gave you, there is no list published because it changes too often. For example, Seton no longer reports. It just changes so often that we don't even publish lists, because when we tried to, people got really angry when they applied for companies like Seton because they saw it on an old video when Seton no longer reports. So we stopped doing that. Okay, monopolize your marketplace is another one. So I'm going to wrap this up. I appreciate you coming in. I appreciate your questions. I appreciate the love. You guys are going crazy on the love, and that means a lot, and I appreciate you sharing this as well. But they must be companies that report. Yes. You've got to make sure they report, and the ones I gave you are all ones that will give you credit when you have none and report to the reporting agencies. Guys, our previous Periscopes, we map out the exact steps to build business credit. This was just about getting set up and established with D&B. So feel free to go to creditsuite.com/scope and look at our previous Periscopes. Feel free to go to creditsuite.com/periscope and get our free guide that maps out vendors as well on building business credit. I got 4 reporting, need 1 more. I will search more. Don't forget to grab our guide, and I just gave you 5 on here. Gimpler's, Granger, Uline, Quill, Monopolize Your Marketplace. Those are 5 great ones to try. Strategic Network Solutions is another one you probably want to look at. Boom, a lot of info. I hope you got a lot out of this. Every Wednesday at 4 o'clock Eastern, I am here sharing all this kind of content. Somebody else came in and asked earlier, why do you do this? Don't you own a business? I own a very successful business, but I believe in teaching you how to do this on your own. If you decide to work with us to expedite the process, fantastic. We'd love to work with you. But if you decide to do it on your own, we'll at least map out the steps so you're able to have success that way too. Thanks for the info. Gonna rewatch the scope. Stern Fan Bob Bobo, thank you very much for coming. Thanks all of you for coming. It means a lot. I know you're busy entrepreneurs. If you have any questions, reach out to us, 877-600-2487. I'll see you next Wednesday at 4 o'clock Eastern right here on Periscope. For the 5 accounts, I'll be hit with an inquiry for each one. No, you're not giving them your social, so these accounts don't report to your consumer credit reports or require a social for approval. There's no inquiries on your personal credit report, and inquiries don't matter into your score on commercial credit. Can you go to the board with the vendor, please? Sure. Our vendor credit step right here. Okay, so Uline, Quill, Granger's, Wells Fargo has a secured card as well. So I think that that's actually what you're talking about there. And again, guys, here's a summary of what we talked about today. Getting your Secretary of State, getting your EIN, doing a free search, okay, then also coming in and doing D&B DUNS number, and then getting your credit set up, whether you have good credit using the unsecured financing, bad credit using vendor account, and then also monitoring your credit. We set up and integrate our. We like them because they're much cheaper than D&B. Okay, appreciate it. Have a good day. See you next Wednesday at 4 o'clock Eastern. And guys, when you get that guide at creditsuite.com/periscope, you're going to get emails from me, not obnoxiously often, but we have a podcast. We have our social media channels all over the place. We do Facebook Live. Our YouTube channel has 100, 200 videos. If you go in and type in business credit for the ones that will be through my PG, sure, we have a YouTube channel with 100 plus videos. If you just search business credit, we're the first video that's up there. 5% of that page. So if you follow us by going to creditsuite.com/Periscope, you get a free guide. You'll get all kinds of free information with us. You'll have an option on if you want text. If you want text training tips on building business credit, you just text the word tips to that number. We'll even deliver those to you through short videos weekly. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'll see you next Wednesday at 4 o'clock Eastern here on Periscope. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.